Hello, good day, and welcome to Global AgroConnect podcast with Akadisha Salvation. For some time now, I've not been able to upload any episode, but this is, I think, episode 18 of our podcast. And so far, we've been doing really great, trying to impact lives and at least giving you more knowledge on the agricultural sector, personal development, as well as our awesome news which we always have, which I also have one again today that I'm going to be sharing with each and every one of us here. So basically, before we delve into today's topic, I'm going to be really revealing that. But before that, what do we have for you today? Basically, we have this topic on branding as your value, branding as your differentiation, and branding as your uniqueness. So we're going to be talking about branding as your value, branding as your differentiation, as well as branding as your uniqueness. So every business has to create that brand or valued brand, or brand of value, brand of uniqueness, and brand of differentiation. So basically, let's before we delve in, I said I was going to talk about the awesome news which we have, as we always do. We're currently running a promo on our ebooks, premium ebooks, and it's being given out for free, just to take the necessary steps that have been outlined for you to take to get yours. So it's really easy, by the way. So if you're interested, just click on the link below, or probably reach out to me on WhatsApp, then I'll talk or elaborate on it. But let me just talk a bit about it. Now, this is how it goes. We have 3 ebooks: one on agricultural marketing, which is our Farmer Sell Better; the second on snail farming, which actually helps boost the knowledge of intending snail farmers as well as already practicing snail farmers on what they are doing wrong, what they are doing right, and how they can actually go into commercial snail farming, financial projections of a snail farm, 1 year financial projections. Okay, so and the last is on maggot production, which of course is a very suitable how would I call it, alternative to high cost of feed. It's actually a breakthrough for farmers, especially livestock farmers who are struggling to meet up the protein content of the feed of their livestock due to the high cost of soybean meal as well as fish meal in their livestock feed. So basically, we are giving out these 3 powerful ebooks for free. All right. Now, how can you get this ebook? We actually made it this way. You are getting into our platform, then you have to talk to people about our ebooks. Several people have read it. We've gotten several positive comments, okay, on the ebook, on how it has helped them, and most of the people who have read it have ended up practicing what has been stated in those ebooks, and guess what? They've been getting success. They've been acquiring immense success for themselves with it. So most of them have started up their own maggot farm, which they use to feed their livestock. Basically, housefly maggots, which is easier to attract. So it's less tedious for them, okay, and it doesn't require a huge amount for setup. So basically, they are getting started with their maggot production. Most of them have gotten started with their snail farms already. Now we have them putting in this knowledge, or the knowledge of marketing, which is from Farmer Sell Better, into their businesses, and they are getting success. So how can you get these ebooks? You are joining our platform, which is what we're going to be encouraging you to do when you reach out to us on WhatsApp. Then a WhatsApp group, though, that's where you're going to be added, and you have to get people, probably talk to your friends or share the message of the ebook purchase to them. Now, once you share to them, encourage them to purchase. Now, if a family member or friend of yours who is interested in agriculture, okay, I'm emphasizing on that, they must be interested in agriculture. Now, if they aren't interested in agriculture, please don't share, because most importantly, those who are interested in agriculture, or those whom you are sure of that would want to purchase the ebooks, or who would need the ebooks, should be the ones to see it if you really want to get the ebooks, okay? Because if you keep sharing to people who do not want to go into agriculture, you are just wasting your data and your resources, wasting your time. But if you share to those who are interested in the agricultural industry, and interested in going into snail farm, in reducing their cost of feed, in learning easy ways to market their product without having to go through the website or running of ads. So easily you are going to make sales if you share to those kind of people. So after sharing to them, if one person decides to purchase the ebook, obviously you're going to be getting 2 ebooks. You see how awesome it is? Now, the person you're getting in there is purchasing 1. Okay? Once the person purchases 1, you are getting 2 ebooks. Alright? Now, once the person purchases 2, you're getting the 3 ebooks. Now, the question would be, what if the person gets all 3 of the ebooks? Then you get the 3 ebooks as well as our 1-week free agri advice program. Now, our 1-week free agri advice program is on a platform where we put in those who have qualified for that. Okay, and we give them proper knowledge, do's and don'ts in agribusiness for 1 whole week. So basically, not going to be 10 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours thing. It's going to be, we're going to design content that help you project your business, that help you scale your business, your agri-business. Now, the do's and don'ts, what you've been doing wrong and ways to do it right in your business, and we're going to be putting there for you things you might have known but haven't put in practice, and those you might haven't or you haven't even heard of or you don't know about. Okay, now a whole team of professionals are going to be working on that advice program to make sure you get the best of it. So it's loaded, and it's now left to you to start it. Okay, start doing the work. So basically, it's not even something tedious, because if you have friends who are interested in agriculture, or sharing to 10 of them, like at the end of this, share on WhatsApp. Okay, encourage them to purchase, and the ebook goes for 1,000 naira each. So if they are purchasing 3,000 naira, and you're earning even worth more than that, the agri advice program we are putting in place costs close to 30,000 naira, and you're getting it just for free in addition to the ebooks. So you're even earning more than the person who paid the money for it. So just take advantage of the opportunity and get started. Now, the next question you might be asking is, okay, how do I know when someone purchases from you? Now, when you actually get someone who is ready to purchase, the person will always signify. Okay, tell the person to reach out to you when he's ready to purchase. Then send the account details. Once the person purchases the ebook, he should screenshot the evidence of payment, as well as type your name, okay, and send to us. Once he sends that name with that screenshot, we obviously know you are the one. Obviously, you have to still reach out that, oh, I have so and so person who just made purchase. He has sent a screenshot and my name, so and so. Then you get added. So it's not something tedious. It's really, really easy to do. So thank you very much for already being part of it. So let's delve into the topic of today: branding as your value, branding as your differentiation, and branding as your uniqueness. So every business needs value. All right. So it all depends on the kind of value. And most people have always been tied into this. How would I say it? Have always been covered in the bottle of believing that branding is all about the Instagram aesthetics. Yes, that is branding. Branding is projecting your business, making it attractive to attract and also retain more customers. But basically, that's not all about branding. Okay, branding is your value. What value are you giving back to the society? What value do people get when they purchase your products? Now, to tell you the truth, people buy 80% of the value they get from your product and 20% the packaging. Yes, there are some products. Yeah, basically, if you are to sell products without proper packaging, yes, you are not going to make much sales if you don't have referrals, if it's not on referrals. Okay, but if it has proper packaging, yes, it's going to drive sales. But let's say someone buys that, okay, someone buys that properly packaged product and don't get value from it, do you think the person will buy it again? The person won't even refer to another person. But if someone buys a product that is not highly packaged but gets maximum value from it, obviously he's going to even recommend others to it. So branding doesn't end in your packaging. It has to do with the value that your product is giving to people. Don't get me wrong, I didn't say graphics is wrong. I didn't say Instagram aesthetics are beautifying our social media platforms, giving out great content. Yeah, great content is actually value. Basically packaging our product. Yeah, all those are nice. Okay, if we are to put all those in place together with having that product with great value, obviously we are going to be scaling above competition in the market. Okay, now let's talk about branding as your differentiation. Whether you like it or not, despite being in the agricultural sector, you are never the last option of your customers. There are several other people, known or unknown to you, who are dealing with the same product that you are dealing with. Alright? Now, these people dealing with the same product, your customers would also know them. So what actually makes you different? What is that makes you stand out, that makes people differentiate you from others? Every business, even if there are 10 people practicing the same business or selling the same thing in the same street or the same area or the same locality, if you stop by and check in each of their ventures, you will always find something different from their means of operations, from their means of business operation. So what is that makes you different? You need to identify your differentiation and actually leverage on it as your unique selling point to scale impact, to make more profit, to attract and retain more customers, and also to encourage referrals. Okay, so encourage referrals. So basically your how would I say, your differentiation, okay, actually helps you attract more people and actually help you. So basically your differentiation has to drive people to refer you to others. Now, if your differentiation and your value do not make people refer you or draw people to invite others to come to you to purchase, it is not strong enough. Now let's go to the third point: branding as your uniqueness. Okay, what is your unique selling point? What is that thing that makes me want to leave where I buy from and come to patronize you despite the distance, despite the cost of your product, despite the location of your business? Okay, most people can actually stay at Lekki and still travel all the way from Lekki to Jodubaga to purchase from a woman staying in a shop rather than buying from a spa. Why? Because that person actually is unique. What is that makes him or her unique? It might be the customer care, okay? It might be the referrals. It might be the incentives that person is given. So what is that actually makes you unique, that makes you different, that projects your value to your customers? What is that? So identifying your unique selling point and taking full advantage of it will actually help you scale impact. And funny enough, most people have that unique selling point but aren't leveraging it. Okay? You actually have good customer care service and you aren't putting more to doing something with that. Most people have this good social media attraction, that their page is well aligned, they speak well online, and they aren't using that to their advantage to draw more customers to their physical office, to their physical stores, to their physical shops, to their physical farms. So basically people need to see that unique selling point of yours, and before people can actually identify it, please, you have to be first to identify it, to leverage and take due advantage of it. Like, pull all you can get from your unique selling points, because that will actually help you stand above competitions. Every business has their unique selling point, and that's why most people will not want to reveal all about their business to you, because they actually know what they have, the value of what they have, and the importance of not losing that. So they are always taking full advantage of their selling point. So it's best for you to take that advantage. It's best for each and every one of us to recognize our unique selling point and take full control over it, take full advantage of it to pull more people. Now, before I go, or before I relieve you of this time, okay, we've actually discussed on three things: branding as your uniqueness, branding as your differentiation, and branding as your value. Now, in all this, all this are branding. Branding is your uniqueness, branding is your value, branding is your differentiation. But do not also forget that branding also has to do with your packaging. So when I said branding is your uniqueness, branding is your value, branding is your differentiation, I am not excluding the fact that branding is your graphics on social media, your logo, branding is your packaging. So all those things that makes you look attractive to people is your branding. So I'm just trying to bring out 3 more points on the branding that several people aren't looking at while talking about what branding really is about. So that's all for this podcast. It's a short one, probably. I think this is 16 minutes already. So this is actually a short podcast, but I really wanted to get it out there so you can actually learn about it. But for those who already know about it, find a way to put more or do more in that space to take more advantage of your unique selling point as your brand, okay, or as your branding, and also find a way to become more different, make your business you, okay. It should be a fun place where you play around with and be unique, okay, be innovative and creative. Now, uniqueness in your business comes from your creativity and innovation, or your innovative skills. Now, if you're innovative, if you're creative, obviously you're going to have your unique selling point. No two persons are the same. 10 persons running the same business all have different personalities, end up achieving same goal but in different methods. So everyone has his or her own different way of doing things, and once we learn to implement it, not only copying and pasting other people's works, once we learn to implement that, okay, yeah, there is nothing wrong with trying to implement what someone else has done, but while doing that, always try to spice up things for yourself. Okay, there's this friend I had in school then, and she wasn't actually really intelligent, but what she did was, during exam times, she would read with this person. At the end of before the exam, she would look for the person who is good in that subject, sit with that person, read and study. During the exam periods, she sits with that person, okay, and she robbed minds from that person, and once she gets probably the one she didn't know about, all she had to do was to ask that person who is an expert in that subject, then gets what she wants, adds her own pepper and salt to it. Okay, she actually spices it up for herself, and what does she do? She adds hers to it, and she gets a better outcome. Now you see her scoring above the person whom assisted her to do that. So she didn't just get what she wanted from the person and put it down and she leaves. Okay, she gets it, adds hers to it. That is actually increasing her rate of scoring higher, or her percentage of scoring higher than the person. And at the end, you see her being top 1 in the class. So you'll be like, but I thought this girl, but she didn't actually know the subject really well, but she ends up scoring 90, 95 in that subject. Why? Because she knows how to take full advantage of people, and basically she doesn't just copy and paste from people, she spices things up for herself. She's actually very innovative though, and she's smart. So being smart, being innovative, don't just copy and paste. When you copy, yes, their methodology is working really well, but what is that thing that you can actually do better there that will achieve better results? So if you pick up that from there, put in more spice, put in your creativity, your innovation, into it, your time into it, figuring out what they aren't actually doing right, because no business is actually doing everything right. No business, no organization is doing everything right. So when you pick up what a business is doing or what an organization is doing, you will surely pinpoint one thing they aren't doing right. So even if you want to go with their flow, or follow their trend, or run with their methods, always try to put in your originality, always try to be yourself with that methodology. Okay, always try to play the way you want. Okay, they've already laid the groundwork of foundation. All you just have to do is to work on that foundation and try to adjust that foundation to suit your personality, and you will see yourself being unique, giving value, and being different from others. Thank you very much for listening to this episode of the podcast. Thank you very much once again, and do not forget, click on that subscribe button. Please do that now. Yeah, thank you very much. And also hit the notification bell to get your notifications when we drop our next episode. So as you all know, this is basically an audio-visual podcast. But very soon we're going to be doing somewhat visual podcast, so you can actually see the faces of us talking. Okay, and we are going to be running some other promos later this year. And do not forget, our 1 year anniversary is coming up, so get prepared. We are having different people from different industries going to be talking. We are going to be having those from speaking on your development, several things. Like, we are going to be bringing all walks of life into it. It's going to be probably 1 week full of motivation, full of inspiration, full of knowledge. Okay, you're going to be getting all packed for free. So just keep in touch. In fact, subscribe to the channel if you forgot to do that. Subscribe, you're going to get the notification when we drop the podcast to inform you on the time and the date for the 1 year anniversary. Like, it's May 15th, but we're going to start before then. Okay, it's going to be several days, and the heat event, virtual event, will be on that May 15th. So let's keep our fingers crossed, okay, and wait for that time. Before then, until I meet you again, bye for now.